Another episode of the Best Phone Plans Podcast. Tonight, we got, of course, exciting topics all lined up for everyone here. We're going to be talking about some awesome T-Mobile news with the introduction of a 3-month free trial, some sad T-Mobile news, which really makes the spicy dentist come out, and a whole host of other goodies coming from Apple, Boost, Dish, and Cricket, and more. But Stetson, before we get too into it, it wouldn't be a Best Phone Plan show if I didn't ask how you were doing on this fine day.
Dennis, thank you so very much for asking. Truth be told, a little exhausted. I know you were up late last night. I was also up late last night. I was helping my roommate move. But we are here now. I am super, super excited. And I made some epic improvements to the live stream. Dennis, you had suggested maybe new icons for super chats, maybe new sounds for super chats, things like that. So if you choose to make a donation, it'll be a little bit different tonight. I'm really excited about it. I think it'll improve the show. I might donate midstream just to toot my own horn a little bit.
And for anyone that caught the Monday stream, Stetson basically fixed what I was unable to fix when trying to do that dual stream. So I think we got it this time. But I'm encouraged to see a friendly face. Also, speaking of friendly faces, do you want to welcome a couple people real fast?
Yeah, I think we got to welcome Scott to the show. We got to welcome Jamie. We got Archie Mobile. We got Zero Cool in the chat. Mighty fine to see you here. Alternate Reality. We got Ion, Thomas. I saw Max Tech here. MS, good evening. Thank you all so much for your patience. We are super excited to be here. I think today's show, it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. Some good news, some bad news. I think we're going to touch on the iPhone 14 a little bit and whether or not it's going to get satellite connectivity, kind of rehashing some of the T-Mobile goodness. But yeah, I think we should dive into it. Dennis, anything you want to add?
Oh, yeah. One other thing I wanted to add was I'm going to try my darndest to have timestamps again for this video. But if one of you super cool avid watchers wants to get ahead of me and also make your own timestamps, please don't feel, please feel free to do so anyway. I will not be opposed to it. But anyway, joking aside. Let's start off the show with something sweet, something nice. Start off on a good foot with T-Mobile and their new 3-month free trial.
This is something I am excited about. T-Mobile just launched their new 3-month free trial. And I think this replaced their old free trial program. Do we know if that's confirmed or... it wouldn't make sense.
I think this is just their new test drive, basically.
Yeah, so actually, let's see. T-Mobile test drive.
Let me rephrase. T-Mobile was doing the 30-day test drive. I think this just replaces that specifically.
Yep. I think you're 100% right. It looks like the website's redirecting, network test drive, iOS app. Yeah, I think this is it. Yep. All the support articles are still there, but this is the new test drive experience. And what's happening is you basically get to try out the T-Mobile network completely free for 3 months. This is the best free trial the cell phone industry has ever seen. You keep your phone, you keep your carrier, and all you're doing is you're basically activating an eSIM plan on T-Mobile, and you can use that for cellular data to test out T-Mobile's network performance in your area. This is restricted to non-T-Mobile customers only, one trial per user. I am not 100% sure how they are tracking that, if it's by device, IMEI.
It's probably going to be the same way they were doing it before with Apple devices, and by that it's going to be Apple ID. Because you can't
Apple
really
ID.
Because they can't really do it by IMEI, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because if you sell a phone, then someone new will have it, but it'll be a new person, basically. Yeah, the phone will already have been registered, so... But
I got a much more pressing question. Does this actually matter? By that I mean, before it was 30 days, which I feel like is a very fair amount of time for someone to come up with an opinion whether or not their network is good, right? So what does doing the extra 2-month exactly do? Because I'm not sure I quite get what T-Mobile's aiming for here.
I think it makes it more compelling. I think doing something free for a month is in the cell phone space. Like it is, Dennis, to your point, I think easily enough time. But I think 3 months really solidifies it. And I think within 3 months, you can get used to the coverage. Like if you're using T-Mobile for data, you kind of forget about it. You get used to using it as your coverage. Maybe, let's say hypothetically, you're in a Longmont type situation where T-Mobile turns out to be really good in your area. You get used to the fast speeds, you get used to their good coverage. And when the 3 months is up, like you're used to it and you want that experience, maybe you're more likely to switch after 3 months than you would be if you just did 1 month. I think it makes it more compelling. And I think the other two big things we need to mention is what is the actual plan for the free trial? And the plan is basically the T-Mobile prepaid $50 plan is the equivalent, is what I could find. It's 50 gigs of premium data and then unlimited deprioritized data. I didn't see any mention of hotspot or hotspot capability. If it's included, I would guess it's capped at 600 kilobits per second, but I'm not sure. And that's pretty much it. 480p video streaming. Nothing special. It's kind of a basic plan. It's still better than T-Mobile base essentials, which I think is really funny. But yeah.
So the reason why I was also touching on this as well, by the way, is because Archie sort of touched on this as well. I think this is the new hidden hack for anyone that is an international coming to the U.S. Instead of paying for a travel, somebody should just get this.
100%. Yeah, it's one per user. I mean, the downside is if you come to the U.S. frequently, you're going to want to, get a new plan. But yeah, I think if you're doing like a one-time trip or whatever, easy.
By the way, you said the plan was basically essentials.
It is the T-Mobile $50 prepaid plan.
Yeah.
Is what because it's 50 gigs of premium data and then you're deprioritized.
Okay.
So pretty simple. What's interesting to me is instead of doing a separate dedicated trial application, T-Mobile has actually combined this and made it the T-Mobile application. So I'm assuming with a new update, you can just download the T-Mobile app and you say you're not a customer, you want to do the free trial. And this is what the new interface looks like. You get the network pass. You connect to T-Mobile, you download the eSIM. This is exclusive for iPhone users right now. Android is coming soon. And they're offering this new network experience indicator, which I think is kind of interesting. They're tracking your phone's performance on 4G and 5G from date to date. So I guess when you start the T-Mobile trial to when you get it.
Also, I'm just highlighting a comment because Carlos came into the chat. He said it's tracked by IMEI and address, not Apple ID, as Android can
use it because Android wouldn't have an Apple ID to use.
Also, he was saying from what he heard that it's basically like essentials because he said it's 50 gigs in deprioritized, which in theory is what they talk about as essentials. But
well, so I could believe that. The language that I was seeing didn't seem to indicate that it was super deprioritized. Like it was just your normal amount, if that makes sense. So like if you get the full terms,
to test it. Yeah.
It says data available for 3 months. It says during congestion, customers on this plan using over 50 gigs a month may notice reduced speeds. So to me, you're not starting out with reduced speeds. It sounds to me like you are getting premium data, the 50 gigabytes, and then you're getting reduced speeds. So, but yeah, I mean, there's only one way to find out, and it's to test it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Carlos is saying it works on Pixel. How are you getting it to work, Carlos? Because my understanding is you need the app, and it wasn't available for Android. It literally says Android coming soon.
Also, Dave Muscalera is saying Essential says the same thing about greater than 50 gigabytes now.
Well, okay. Look, if we go to T-Mobile.com.
Sorry, Stetson.
I'll show you what I mean, and maybe you can understand like where I'm coming from.
I know what you're saying. I'm just addressing the comments.
It's because
yeah.
Okay, so Essentials does say 50 gigabytes of premium data, which is this is an absolute rubbish in my opinion because it's on a different tier entirely. But they say Essentials may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using over 50 gigabytes a month. And so it's this first part of may notice speeds lower than other customers that the trial plan did not have, which is why I am hypothesizing it is premium data. And I'm thinking if you're T-Mobile, right, would you want to give someone a deprioritized experience off the bat, or would you want to give them a taste of what premium data is like on the T-Mobile network?
Also, for the Android question, Michael Pepper text said that the
Oh.
Android app was updated yesterday to add it for support.
Well, there you go. T-Mobile's website, per usual, is off. Outdated information. But yeah, it's here. Dennis, what are your thoughts on the test drive? It sounded like you weren't quite understanding it.
I think it's cool. I actually think it goes against what T-Mobile wants to do. I think that they end up losing some portion of revenue because I think this will fit the needs of certain people that do come to the States. So they'll just use this as like the hack, if they know about it, so to speak, to not have to actually pay for anything while they're here.
Yeah.
I think that for other people that were going to test out the network, they probably would have known before 3 months was up. I think that there is a portion of people that use this to take advantage of new customer promo deals, because typically speaking, 90 days tends to be the amount of time to be considered a new customer for a lot of companies. So I feel like
Do you
there's a portion
think you can port out of this?
Yes.
Really?
I mean, I
Ooh.
think you would have to, right? Because if you port your number in to test out T-Mobile,
You
on
wouldn't
this-
port your number in,
Oh,
right? So what you're doing is you're keeping your current number, phone, and wireless carrier. You're not changing anything. You're just activating a secondary eSIM line on T-Mobile with a new number. And you're using this eSIM line to test out T-Mobile data speeds by setting this as your data connection. And then that's where you can measure the T-Mobile performance. So I don't think they would actually let you port your number out. That's my hypothesis.
well, I know with the old free trial where it was just a month, you could port out the number.
Really? Well, if that's the case, then yeah, I would assume you could port it out here, which is kind of weird to think about, but yeah.
But I think it's kind of cool. Onto the app update though. This My T-Mobile performance is interesting. I wasn't aware of this either. But I'm curious to know how they're measuring network experience.
Yeah, I want to, I guess I have to, if I download the app and it's not signed in, like, do I just sign out? Would it work? I'll try and find out.
Yeah, well, anyway, the reason why I'm curious with the network experience thing is because there's a lot that goes into network experience. Like, there's the more concrete things like looking at RSRP values, like signal strength, right? You can look at that. You can look at how long a person's connected versus like time on type of deal. And if it's running speed tests in the background, it's a good way to test data speeds, I suppose. But there's other things that are a little bit more intrinsic, like call quality, texting.
It's true. My guess
And-
is it's related to like what you're connected to and maybe data speeds. I mean, I don't know if it would run speed tests in the background. Carlos, it sounds like you activated it. Do you know if the app is doing anything in the background?
I was going to say, if it's not running data speeds, then this is going to be really, really bad because it's just going to look at RSRP. And as we know, RSRP is not the end all be all because you can have really strong, say, band 71 strength and have no capacity, or you could have like a really weak band 41 connection and be getting like 100 meg, you know?
Yeah. It's true. So Jay Blockman 93 actually brings up a good point. I believe this new trial, it says it requires a phone number.
Well, if it requires a US phone number, you could just make a US free Google Voice number to use as the. No, I mean, you're laughing,
It's
but I'm
true.
being serious.
It's true. And it looks like they're still doing the free hotspot device, Dennis. So if you're not, for whatever reason,
Yeah, the free hotspot device is not a really good representation of the T-Mobile network because it's not great.
yeah.
But anyway, that was the good news about T-Mobile today, which I definitely feel like we should be clipping and saying like this is like the hidden hack for travelers. Like I feel like people need to know about this and should probably use that if they're falling in that camp. But yeah, that was the good news. On to the bad news.
Whoa. There's a couple more things I wanted to mention here.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I think we touched on that. Where was the app? Oh, yeah, there was a brand new app update. And with this, they're trying to make it easy to switch where you don't have to contact T-Mobile support. You can just do everything on your phone at home, which I think is genius. I think no other company is really doing this. They're
Doing
AT&T.
what?
It's typically better to call in or just get
Wait,
it
what's
set up
happened?
and to port, all like switch over completely. That's what they're trying to do. That's what the new experience is gearing towards,
This is exciting.
right?
Also, we
Like,
got some answers to questions, by the way. Jay Blockman said that they can also ban VoIP numbers, Dennis, and then Carlos said he tried, and you can't use a VoIP number. So I
there
guess
you
you
go.
need a US number. They thought about it. And, oh, he also said it doesn't do speed tests in the background.
Interesting. So yeah, it's probably using like what you're connected to, like the status, 4G, LTE, 5G, things like that. Maybe it's pulling in RSRP. Dave is coming in and saying, yeah, you can do keep and switch without going in store, all in app. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like they are making this experience so you can test out T-Mobile for 3 months. And then if you decide it's a good fit, you can switch over to T-Mobile all directly within the application. And I think they're paying up to $1,000 in, yeah, you can bring your own device and we'll pay it off up to $1,000. So basically, this is a like BYOD play for T-Mobile right now. I'm really impressed. I think this is one of the best trial offers the industry has ever seen. I think it's ridiculous AT&T and Verizon don't have free trials. And I think that brings a question. Dennis, do you think AT&T or Verizon will offer a free trial at some
No.
point? You going with no. Why is that?
Because AT&T and Verizon have no reason to offer the free trial to begin with. The whole genesis behind why T-Mobile started offering these test drives in the first place is because people have the mentality that T-Mobile has the inferior network. So the free trial was meant to show people that T-Mobile's network wasn't as bad as it used to be and that upgrades happened. And it takes years and years and years and years to convince people, even if like things really did change and T-Mobile had like cell sites literally across the whole country perfectly, it takes years for that reality to actually gain like mental traction amongst the broader populace for that understanding, right? They got to change that perception.
Yeah, it's
But,
the change in perception. So anyway, that's it. That's T-Mobile's 3-month free trial.
But I did just want to say real quick, the updates to the app I think are even a bigger change than the actual free trial change. I think it's awesome that T-Mobile's taking a mobile-focused approach first, since most traffic is mobile-generated. My only hope is that they don't pull you out of the app anymore. Like they start making everything inside the app. Because I don't know if you know this, Stetson, but if you click on like more to like go look at like your account or something like that, it will actually pull you out to like a web browser page.
Yeah. Can I full screen this? Yeah, I just wanted to show you. So I just updated the app. Dennis, you'll be able to do this too as a T-Mobile
Stetson,
customer.
instead of doing this, why don't you just share the screen of your phone on the
Oy
show?
vey, Dennis. Oy vey.
Wait.
Is that even possible?
Did you take me off the stream?
Um,
I don't see me.
wait. Show.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I was just full screening myself. Also, David, thank you for donating. You did the H plus, and unfortunately the graphic got chopped off, so I guess I'll have to slightly modify that on the back end. But thank you very much for the super chat. Interesting comment. Verizon already has a free trial through Visible. David, I hear what you're saying. I think in our community, you're 100% correct. I think for the broader population, I don't think most people, A, know who or what Visible is, or B, know that it's on the Verizon network and can be used as a legitimate trial for Verizon. So I hear what you're saying, and you're correct. I think for most people, they would want to do an actual free trial from Verizon directly. So
Yeah, plus if we're talking about ease of actually porting in after the fact, it gets more complicated to go from like Visible to Verizon, right? Like, so I agree with what Stetson's saying. We're getting a little bit of pushback though from a couple of people in the comments about the greatness of this. Carlos said that this is not as great as I think it is for the reason that it makes it self-service so they can lay off retail employees. He's hearing that's going to happen soon depending on this. Stetson, your thoughts?
Layoffs are always disappointing. And I hear what you're saying, Carlos. I always want people to have jobs, have work opportunities, be able to help others. And so I hear what you're saying. I do think the improvements to the app are really helpful because there are some parts of the country where maybe you don't live near a T-Mobile store that's easy to access or close by. And I also think that sometimes, even if you do go in store, sometimes you can get like a bad melon who's trying to upgrade you on phone insurance, who's trying to upgrade you on maybe like really expensive accessories you may not need, who's trying to upgrade you on, I don't know, other add-ons to your plan. And I think having the options are great. It would be disappointing, to see more layoffs from T-Mobile, and that will kind of segue. I hate to say it, but that will segue into our next topic pretty soon here. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of highlight this on the stream. Dennis, I think people can still hear you, but I just wanted to full screen this, where you can see the new app design, and you can actually, boom, it says try T-Mobile right there in the app. And then if you're ready to switch, you can start switching directly in the app. I'm not going to walk through the process now, but I think I'll make a video on it. They have like brand new graphics and everything. I think for me, this is really exciting. I think a mobile first approach is awesome. And I would love to see T-Mobile like improve their website, make it easier for customers to get on the network and test it out, see if it's good.
Yeah. All right, so just synopsis. Good job, T-Mobile, for adding 3-month free trial. Good job for improving app. Now for bad news.
Some bad things happened. Carlos, he kind of nailed it. They're laying off some network engineers.
And some is a very generous word for it. They laid off all the Sprint engineers.
Yikes.
On the national level.
That's a bummer. Let's see. It was kind of a dense article, but yeah, it was T-Mobile laid off hundreds of American workers yesterday and today, while majority, over 60% of engineering jobs are outsourced to India for the cheap labor, which is directly hurting U.S. workers. Employees who are working 80-20 years with legacy Sprint and T-Mobile lost their jobs without any notice on this blitz.
Yeah, so for anyone that didn't catch the stream where I was with Sneed, which was very negative in tone, from what I heard from internal sources before they got laid off, there was like a national meeting that was scheduled like it was like normal stuff. Meeting just gets canceled. Instead, they just start getting like pulled inside for one-on-ones to basically get told you're fired. Well, laid off. And their options were basically you could take a severance package and then you're not allowed to apply for like T-Mobile for X amount of time, or you could not accept the severance package and try to take your risks at trying to get another job within the company, but like the company wasn't helping anybody like relocate or anything like that.
Yeah, I think this news hits especially hard because T-Mobile from the merger promised additional jobs. They promised they would create jobs. And while it's probably true T-Mobile has created jobs, it's likely they have created fewer jobs in different areas. And I would be curious on the number, but maybe laid off more people than they've actually created new jobs for. So,
well, the thing that we also got to talk about is it's not just about creating jobs, though, Stetson. It's about the kind of jobs that are being created, right? Like, if you lay off someone that was making 6 figures comfortably and has been with the company for years and years, and was all that stuff, like fun stuff that comes from being with a company for a long time, right? Extra weeks vacation, whatever. If you're laying off those kind of people and then maybe creating 2 retail jobs, paying them like minimum wage, is that really a fair like job creation and all that other fun stuff, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're totally right, Dennis, and it's a bummer. It's a bummer. What can we say? I'm sure Sprint engineers are bummed. I think there could be some good news, like Art K is saying more employees available for Dish. Maybe Dish can make some hires and they can build an epic network that we're rooting on them to do. But yeah, it is totally disappointing. And Archie asked a good question. How does someone in India do RF engineering of a tower in the US? I have absolutely no idea. I don't even know the exact job description or like what was required. So
Well, I'm just gonna say this, and I said this on other places as well, but this speaks volumes to T-Mobile's priorities as a company. Like this action speaks much louder than what they like to market. And what I take away from this is that T-Mobile does not care about their network, and it makes me significantly less optimistic that they will ever catch up to AT&T or Verizon in network quality and excellence.
It's
And that is my
possible.
stance.
Breaking data. I mean, but are we actually surprised? Unfortunately, not. As I feel like T-Mobile has been kind of a mixed bag, Dennis, where they're doing cool things in some respect, where they're rolling out N41, like that's been pretty epic.
The
The
perks have
partnership,
been good.
yeah, like things on some levels seem to be going pretty good, pretty well. And on the other hand, maybe not. Like the fact that they're laying off network engineers is kind of like maybe a flag. Like, wait, like the network isn't a priority. They're putting more energy and effort into free trials. Like, where are they allocating their resources right now? And I think earlier in the year, we've been talking a lot about customer service and support. And I think initially, after my first T-Mobile review, or in my first T-Mobile review at the start of 2021, I said I think T-Mobile has some of the best customer service and support in the industry. I think since then, maybe it can still be true, but I think there's been a measurable decline in customer service and support. And to me, it just kind of makes me question, where is T-Mobile investing their resources, and are those the smartest areas if you really want to build the best network? So,
Stock buybacks.
yeah.
That's where T-Mobile's investing their resources. Stock buybacks to increase
Yeah.
shareholders.
Oh man, breaking data also coming in. Let's not forget how they are treating Metro dealers very poorly. Very poorly.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, sorry. I was gonna say, look, T-Mobile, um, T-Mobile's doing what every big company does whenever they become big companies, and that is they are cutting their operational costs where they deem necessary, and then they are thinking about short-term shareholders, making them happy with stock buybacks and other things like that, and not thinking about the long-term future. Like T-Mobile's riding this high. They got a few awards under their belts from some Ookla speed test awards, and they're kind of just sitting back thinking like, yeah, we're good now, not realizing that like networks and stuff like that are an ongoing thing. You're never done upgrading a network. Like if you upgrade one area to N41, right? Usage in that area is going to also equally increase based off the new available bandwidth and will require relooking at in a couple of years, especially with T-Mobile Home Internet doing what it's doing right now with the selling of excess capacity. Like it's an ongoing battle. And I feel like T-Mobile is just got the priorities all wrong. They're focusing on just adding more customers or adding more lines with however possible, whether it be free line deals or whatever. I'm just investing a ton in the marketing, and they're doing little perks and stuff for customers, which is cool to try to keep them, like the Apple TV integration.
yeah, I just want to add two more points to that. We had Apple TV Plus now included for free, and I honestly think T-Mobile did a great thing with their international add-on, where you're now getting 5 gigs of free high-speed international data and 215 supported destinations with Magenta Max, 15 countries with the regular Magenta plan. Like, I think that's awesome. We've talked about how it's kind of sneaky, where not a whole lot of customers are going to use it, and T-Mobile's not going to actually lose a whole lot of money on it. But look, I think they're doing some really great things, but also some not great things. So it's a mixed bag for sure. Mixed bag for sure. That said, the irony, I think, in this situation, Dennis, especially after T-Mobile getting hacked, we're still both T-Mobile customers as of this present moment. And, I still love the network, and I want to see T-Mobile do well. I'm not really sure if this is the path forward for doing that.
It's not. And on the topic of hacking, I pay for Discover cards like insurance, like the identity protection, because I didn't
Yeah.
trust T-Mobile when they sent out the free 2 years through McAfee. But
McAfee is not good. Not good.
but
Um,
anyway, I'm not gonna beat on this too long because I beat it on it for an hour.
with
But
Sneed. Sure. All right.
yeah. But TLDR, um, actions like this significantly reduce my confidence that T-Mobile will improve their network. I think that realistically speaking, if you're a consumer of T-Mobile or thinking about T-Mobile, you should have the expectation that the network as it is today probably going to be how it stays for the foreseeable future. And the places where they do the upgrades or do further N41 is going to be places that they currently offer coverage. I wouldn't be super optimistic that they expand. But hey, positive news. Brad 100 coming in with a super dono of his own, saying, "Hope you gentlemen are having an amazing night." And I gotta say, Brad, of course it's an amazing night, especially when you make it here. Hopefully, you're doing okay. I know when I was on Sneed Stream, I found out that you were going through some operations and stuff, so I hope your health and everything panned out well with that.
Boom, Brad. We got the donation. I'm really happy with the effects. We got it.
Which one did it do this time? Because I don't get to hear it.
It's 5G is what it is live. So
what is it LT? When is it LT and when is it 3G? What'd you set those to?
You'll have to guess. There's only one way to find out.
Okay.
But yeah, Brad, thank you so much for your support, and I just want to echo what Dennis said. I hope you're doing well and you're on the up and up. But thank you so much for your generosity. Dennis, I think we got to switch topics. This is actually a pretty interesting segue, kind of an adjacent one. T-Mobile, let's see, where did I throw that off? I want to do setting realistic expectations for satellite phones. So this is an article coming in from Fierce Wireless, and I'm gonna have to fix that, Brad. The 5G is getting cut off. But Fierce Wireless, it's all about setting realistic expectations for satellite phones. So what does this mean? Well, basically, T-Mobile launched their project with Starlink. They're partnering together. They're going to offer basically global coverage for initially texting and then later voice calling. And let's see who wrote this. Joe Madden. So shout out to Mr. Madden. Thank you for taking the time to write this. What he does is he puts this in perspective. And Dennis, this really kind of harks on some of the points you were bringing up during the T-Mobile announcement, is satellite phones that exist today. They've evolved from the 90s, and they have gigantic antennas, okay? And the data performance is lower than 3G or 2G. Iridium, they get 2.4 kilobits per second on a good day. On a good day, Globalstar can hit 9.6 kilobits per second peak. Like you're getting the best performance out there from Globalstar. 9.6 kilobits per second. All right, so it's not good. It's not good. You need a huge antenna for miserably slow speeds. Now, there are some differences, okay? So T-Mobile, they're using 90 megahertz of available spectrum instead of 10 megahertz. So they do have a much wider channel that could serve more people and theoretically have greater bandwidth. In fact, it's actually not theory. It seems reasonable. So Joe Madden is saying 2 kilobits per second per user for 1,000 users. That's effectively 2 megabits per second. And that's pretty impressive for a low Earth orbiting satellite product. And that's on the lower end of what Elon was saying. So I think that's important to keep in mind. Elon said on stage 2 to 4 megabits per second. And Joe Madden saying it seems reasonable to hit 2 megabits per second.
2 kilobits per second.
Yeah.
Per user. But oh, snap. We got to hold the phone. We got a massive super chat coming in from D's Nuts. He said the Starlink deal is a salesman's snake oil. If anyone thinks Elon could pull this off in time, he says he's lived there. Says he is living in La La Land, as he can't even deliver the people who paid deposits on their Starlink systems.
D's Nuts, thank you so much for your generosity and the super chat. Did you hear the fanfare, Dennis?
Did I hear the what?
The fanfare? Oh man, Dennis, I'm so bummed you can't hear the behind the scenes. What absolute...
No, but I'm trying to play the YouTube clip so I can hear it. Hold on.
Well, D's Nuts, hopefully you appreciated the fanfare. It was a little perk I added that you discovered. So really...
Fanfare?
Yeah, it's a little sound when the super chat comes up. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Oh, I hear it now. 6G.
Yeah,
on YouTube video.
yeah. D's Nuts, you hit 6G. You found the special Easter egg. Oh man, so cool.
Yeah, and many more hopefully to come. We need to work with some Fiverr artists to make some more content that we can use. But I'm really enjoying the streaming platform. It's got a lot of stuff to it. But hey, anyway, going back to the Starlink thing. Yeah, so I mean, look, low end or high end, this still rings true with what I was trying to explain, which is that data is not a realistic thing that you can expect to do on these like satellite connections. Yes, for mobile.
I think, realistically, you are using this maybe for voice, probably primarily for text.
Well, voice is a big assumption too here, bro. Like 2 gigabits per second is a lot less than I think you're thinking it is for a voice-based call.
It's like I think for the use case, I don't think they're going to hit 1,000 users in each cell. I mean, this is my we're kind of taking guesses in the dark here. I think maybe you're looking at closer to maybe like 10 users, so they're getting like what would that be, like 20 kilobits per second?
20 kilobits.
No, it'd be 200 kilobits per second. It'd be 200.
Oh, Stetson, 200 kilobits per second.
You're flying.
My goodness. Stetson, I think more realistically speaking, considering the large scale of how large the range of a satellite's range is going to be, 100 users minimum at any given time.
Well, I mean, we'll have to find out, is I think the bottom line. But I'm optimistic that this product is going to work for texting quite well. I am unsure about voice, and it's pretty clear at this point. Elon on stage saying you could maybe like stream a video, that's never going to happen on this service. Maybe if you're like the only person, maybe. Probably not, but maybe.
How about the part where Mike Sievert's saying like, yeah, now you can go abroad and be in the middle of the ocean and do whatever you want on your phone? You know?
I mean, I think he was saying like bars on phone and those kinds of situations, like now you'll be connected. I think our interpretation of being connected is having a direct portal, a high-speed connection to the internet and the World Wide Web. I think Mike's definition of being connected in that scenario was like being able to send a text to a friend.
You mean like how if I'm on standalone 5G N71, that's about all I can do?
Exactly. See, Dennis, they're already delivering on expectations. I don't know what you have a problem with.
I'm just highlighting Art K's comment.
Yeah, Art K, very interesting. And shout out to Breaking Data. The data is there for running your GPS, and I think that's important. Like if you're hiking and you're lost, being able to like
latency.
What?
You're ignoring latency by a lot.
Well, I don't think you need latency to like. You just need to like load up a Google map and know what direction to walk in. I think latency is not going to be critical for that. And if you're moving, you're going pretty slow, and I think it can catch up.
Stetson, I encourage you, the next time you're getting ready to do Google Maps, if you have 2G still available, please put your phone, force it on 2G, try using Google Maps, and tell me how that goes.
I have used Google Maps on 2G because while I was abroad, I was testing out Verizon's international plan.
Not on LT. No. You're talking about LT through all the 2G speeds, which means you're still getting LT levels of latency, so like 30 millisecond ping. I'm saying 2G, actual 2G.
2G latency.
Yeah, which is like...
What are those pings?
Like 800 milliseconds to 1,000.
Would that be equivalent to like doing like an international eSIM plan from like US Mobile or someone like that with the traffic routings?
Even US Mobile's that bad.
Wow.
US Mobile.
All right,
like
Dennis.
Milliseconds.
Challenge accepted. I definitely won't do that, but like I hear what you're saying. Still, I think it'd be fine. I think like you can load it up, and that's what you need. The other part of this was cost, and it looks like Mr. Madden is saying the cost of delivering data is ranging between $6 and $11 per gigabyte, depending on your assumptions, is higher than the $3.50 retail price for each gigabyte of data on the market today. So that is a pretty colossal increase in price. You're looking at 2 to 3 times the cost for delivering a gig of data. But the flip side of this is this add-on might range from only a couple dollars a month, Dennis, is what I'm optimistically hoping for here. Like maybe included on Magenta Max, maybe like $5 extra on other plans.
I
And
think
then
it's going to be like domestic roaming, like I talked about when we watched the live reaction, which is where you get like 50 texts and
yeah,
everything else
yeah,
costs
yeah.
money.
This is what I'm saying. Maybe it's like you get 50 included for free, and then it's like $5 for 500 texts or something like that.
Oh, that's way too cheap. I'm thinking like 50 cents a text receive, $1 a text send, something
Really?
specific like that. Oh yeah.
At $6 to $11 per gigabyte? I mean, texts are so small, Dennis.
Oh, Stetson, look at the pricing of other satellite plans, my friend. My friend, they're very expensive.
Um,
Even that might be the cost. That might be the cost for Elon to produce. It's not going to be the cost that you, at the end, the consumer ends up charging after markups, and what it's not going to be what T-Mobile's paying.
all right, fair price. Fair point, fair point. But there you go. I think the I mean it says satellite, Dennis. I think it is
I
satellite. $6 to $11 per gig for satellite, for current satellite.
I don't care what that says because I don't know where he's pulling the data from. I can just tell you what, if you look at Global Star's pricing, which
It's
I had
true.
you do
It's
for the
so
calling.
it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
that's it.
to put it another way, go back real quick for a second. $3.50 retail price for gigabyte, right?
Yeah.
Don't know where that's being pulled from, but let's just assume that's the mobile data rate that MVNOs are paying per gig, okay?
Yeah.
Cost for Verizon to offer that gig of data to an MVNO, 0.0000001 of a penny,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they're making a 3,500% markup on cost
insane. Yeah.
to retail, right? In the same vein, let's just say for the sake of this, Starlink charges $6 to $11 for someone that use it. Cost for Starlink to offer that gig of data might only be $1. Still like a 500% markup, right?
Yep.
And if
yeah.
that's the markup that Starlink is charging to T-Mobile, right?
And then
T-Mobile has to have a markup on it, right? So if it's 6, when T-Mobile sells it to you, it's probably going to be more like 10 or 11 once you start talking about tax. And if it's 11, it's probably going to be close to like 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Yes?
All right, here you're saying the pricing could be really high. We'll see what happens. And I guess the market that Mr. Madden's I guess theorizing about is that if this service gets enough users, then they're saying they could reach 1 billion customers and pull an ARPU of $1 per customer per month, and that would end up being like $1 billion per month. That's a winner. So like the theoretical market of this product, because it is literally global, is quite high. And I think it comes down to what the pricing is, how they execute it.
Yeah, and the theoretical market for 5G is like freaking 20 billion devices, right? Like, because everybody has multiple devices in the US, get it? Dollar per device.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I'm saying
think,
like this math is very optimistic and wishful thinking is what I'm trying to get at here. Because for one, who's to say they go with the Starlink solution? Who's to say that they don't who's to say AT&T doesn't partner up with like say Global Star and Apple, since Apple's doing that whole thing and that becomes what AT&T pushes, or maybe
Sure. Yeah.
maybe FirstNet expands on their contract and the government gives access to AT&T and DoD employees access to like the military sats or something. Like I'm just saying like there's a lot of ways this can go. It's very early in the game, and as it stands right now, this doesn't actually exist. This is just all
It's all
talk.
theory. Yeah, we'll see what happens when it launches. But I thought it was interesting, especially the performance piece. But yeah, I think this is possible, and we'll have to wait and see what it launches for. And Dennis, you kind of brought this up. Do you think we're going to see satellite connectivity in the iPhone 14?
No.
Dennis is going no.
No. Not in the 14 at least, maybe in the future, but I doubt it for this iteration because we already know what modem it's going to probably have. And considering all the supply shortages and everything else and the challenges that come from adding those additional antennae, I don't think Apple's going to do that, especially since Apple's probably being price conscientious due to inflation. Adding this type of stuff might add another $100 in cost of production to Apple, which Apple wouldn't want to do because they want to maximize their profit margins, right?
Dennis, I hear what you're saying. I don't know. This article I think is it's interesting and compelling. So, Global Star acquired 17 new satellites to provide continuous satellite services to a potential customer. Article theorizing it might be Apple. Possibility here. Farrar said Apple would be able to offer a two-way text messaging at launch with using existing satellite spectrum with no rule changes from the FCC. And Bloomberg, Mark Gurman, probably one of the most accurate leakers in the space, saying Apple is working on satellite connectivity. So I think this is a feature that will come to iPhone. Will it come to iPhone 14? I don't know. Mark said it could be ready for the iPhone 14 later this year. And again, this is like
word.
It could be. It could be. Gurman claimed the feature would be intended for emergency situations, allowing iPhone users to report emergencies to authorities and send short text messages to emergency contacts. And the functionality would be available to the new Apple Watch. And this is actually coming back to your point, Dennis. iPhones would need a special modem chip to connect to satellites, so suggesting the feature would only be compatible with the iPhone 14 and newer only. And so I think the question here is like, will Apple do a custom build of the modem for the iPhone 14, or are they already sticking with the X65 and this will be an iPhone 15 feature?
Yeah, I think that here's what I think. If you've been following the rumors around iPhone 14 this year, Apple has been being a little bit cheeky where they've been dishing out different rumors to different people to try to weasel out the mole. I think this falls in the mole category because I don't think it makes its way into the 14. I'm not saying that Apple doesn't have plans to do it. I just don't see it being ready for 14 based off everything that we know about the 14.
I think it would be extremely optimistic for the iPhone 14 to support it. And the reason I say that is because the production of the 14 starts so early on. For Globalstar to execute on a purchase in February, I think like February to September seems like a long amount of time, but I'm sure like a lot of the components being used in the build are already getting locked down. And like I think the build is finalized like 6 months before launch.
Well, let's remember something more important, Stetson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you needed to finish what you were saying, but
well, I'm just saying like the iPhone was already probably created at or before February, and so I don't think they would have made any changes to it. And I think the satellite piece, it doesn't sound like the satellite piece was in position early enough for it to possibly make its way to the iPhone 14 is what I'm getting at.
And then let's remember something more important, Stetson. Let's also remember that based off the rumors of the 14, the regular 14s are going to have the same chip and modem as the 13s did. So the only ones that would have the potential possibly of having this would likely only be the Pros. And even then, based off of more recent rumors, it might only be the 14 Pro Max because we've been rumors that the 14 Pro might have a different chip from the 14 Pro Max. Might be binned.
Yeah. Interesting. So Glenn S is saying Apple locks the iPhone design in November each year. So September release, October, November, the next year's iPhone is already locked in. And I also hear what you're saying, Dennis. I think my understanding is the processor is the same, but I think the modem is going to be different. I think all iPhones will get the upgraded modem. I don't see Apple redishing out the same X60 modem again. I think they got to bump up to the X65.
They have no reason to have to bump up. What gains does Apple gain from using the X65?
Well, it's better cellular performance, and
yeah, we care about that. But what has Apple cared about that? Is what I'm saying. I'm not joking. I'm being serious.
Well, I guess then why would they upgrade the modem at all? Like,
so what I'm getting at here, Stetson, is like, think about this. When they made the budget iPhone SE, different modem. When they made every year when they were doing the iPhone like 11 and then 11 and 11 Pro Max, iPhone 11 always had a worse modem than its Pro and Pro Max counterparts. It had 2x2 MIMO support versus 4x4 MIMO. Even though they were still Intel chips, they were different modems.
Okay, those are actually really fair points. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that.
So like, it wouldn't be that uncharacteristic for Apple to repeat this with the regular 12s getting the older modem and the iPhone Pro series getting the better modem. Hence the reason why whenever I upgraded from my iPhone 11 to a 12 Pro Max, I did so mainly because I wanted the bigger screen, but also because of the better battery life and, of course, ensuring that I have the best modem.
Well, didn't you know when you were upgrading that the regular iPhone 13 also had the same modem?
12. I said 12
excuse me.
series.
The iPhone 12 had the same modem?
So that was a little bit of a different use case, but if you remember something, is that the 12 and 12 mini, due to the heating issues and software issues, had a tendency to throttle themselves in the 12 mini and 12s regular when on ultra wideband at the time, millimeter wave. Do you remember this?
Dennis, you don't even have a Verizon. You're not even using Verizon ultra wide. You're a T-Mobile customer.
You're missing my point here, Stetson. You're missing the point here, Stetson.
Okay.
It wasn't until the 13 year was an anomaly. This is the first year for Apple in a long time. Seriously, this is the first year for Apple since the 6S, actually. Because ever since then, they've had different modems. 7 had the Intel and Qualcomm, 8 Intel Qualcomm, X Intel Qualcomm, right? This is the first year since the iPhone 6S that we had modem parity across devices.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like the modem parity was there with the iPhone 12 series, but the performance may have been different due to the potential overheating issues. Is that correct?
Basically.
Yeah. All right. Interesting.
And battery optimization stuff, but yeah.
All right. Well, I think the invite is curious. Like, what do you think the invite signals to? Because people are hypothesizing the satellite connectivity based on this sort of starry image that is an invite, like a hint to a theme of the presentation.
Could be, or counterpoint, it could be in reference to a zoom camera.
I don't think it's a zoom camera.
Why? Apple focuses on their camera every year. More like every year progressively, they spent more and more time talking about the cameras on the iPhones.
Because Dennis, you're not using a zoom camera to photograph the night sky. What would you be using? You'd be using like an astrophotography mode that something like the Pixel has had for years now. So I think it's going to be astrophotography. I think Apple already has a zoom camera. I don't think they're going to, like, what would they do? Do 10x? I don't think space is, like, you're not going to 10x space because the 10x camera has some of the worst low light performance.
I just meant it'll be a camera reference.
Yeah. So I think my hypothesis is this is an astrophotography camera feature, likely well, Apple would probably put it in both, but I think definitely for the pros, unsure about the regulars. So, but we'll have to see. I'd be curious. I'd be pleasantly surprised if they were able to connect to satellites. But
I'd be more pleasantly surprised if they support RCS.
Oh my God. If Apple supports RCS right off the bat, like, what would you do? My socks would be knocked off.
It would fix one of the remaining pillars of things that have issues with the iPhone.
I'd switch to Android immediately. No, I'm kidding.
No, I would stick to iPhone and be much happier because of it.
Yeah, we all would, Dennis. We all would.
Or I would stick to iPhone. I said switch. Stick to iPhone.
You would switch from iPhone to iPhone.
Anyway, topic change. Speaking of far out things in the not so distant future, how about Boost Mobile and Boost Infinite specifically?
Boost Infinite. Dude, this is wild. All right, what is Boost Infinite? Boost Infinite is a new cell phone plan from our friends at Dish who appear to have no marketing strategy whatsoever and are just kind of throwing stuff at the wall. Boost Infinite is the latest cell phone plan that will use, I believe, I gotta get out of here. Yeah, it's going to use Dish, AT&T, and T-Mobile. All right? You can use all three networks for coverage. And it'll be one plan. It'll be unlimited. It's unclear what unlimited means because I feel like, Dennis, every time we say unlimited, it's unlimited with caveats. And it's like, what caveats are we getting here? I think it'll be probably limited hotspot, probably limited amount of high-speed data, probably 40p video streaming. But this plan is coming, and it's going to be launching in 25 markets. I
I'm
think.
optimistic that Dish will do what they did with the beta and offer a true unlimited plan, but maybe raise the pricing on it.
Yeah, I'd be curious. So one plan, one price. I'm on the list, so don't worry. They'll reach
Mm.
out. I
Oh,
think
I'm not
like
saying one plan, one price. I'm saying they'll have multiple. So like they'll have the
Boost
one.
Infinite will have multiple.
I think that's what will end up happening. Because remember when T-Mobile said, "Yeah, T-Mobile won one plan, one price," and that didn't really happen. I'm saying I think that's what's going to happen with Boost Infinite. Like I think they might be intending, and there ends up being like one plan, one place with like maybe add-ons or something like Infinite plus Max. You know?
I think I think this will be one plan, one price, Dennis. And the
Okay.
reason I
What
think
do you?
that is Dish still needs to launch like their own plans because they launched Project Genesis and they have the Genesis plan, but I think they still need like their own proper Dish postpaid service. And I think that's where they'll have the variations I think you're talking about.
Okay.
Um,
Well, so I want to ask the grand old question then. What do you think the plan will be, and what do you think the price will be that it comes in at?
I think it'll be similar to the $25 Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. I don't even know how to find that. Boost Mobile.
The one that's like 30 gigs and then stops?
Yeah, I think it might be similar to that. This one, the one line, $25 a month. My guess is it'll probably hit the $30 price point. It'll be unlimited, but it'll be like 35 gigs and then slowed down, something similar. So,
Here's my guess. It'll
yeah,
be
what do you think?
$55.
Oh, you're thinking like more of a premium experience here.
Yeah, it'll be $55, and it'll basically be what the Project Genesis plan has been, which is unlimited data, unlimited hotspot, but for 55.
Interesting. I'd be curious. I would actually feel better if it was 55 because I think that means you're getting a better experience. Like if it is truly unlimited, that would be epic. Um,
I don't think they come below $45. 45 would be the cheapest then. I think it could be upwards to 65, somewhere in that range.
the last wireless plan you'll ever need. I mean, if they are doing this kind of branding, Dennis, maybe you're right. Boost Infinite. Infinite sounds premium. You know what? I think you're right, Dennis. I think you have some smart ideas here. I think yeah, I think you're right. I think they'll go premium. Maybe it'll be like 55. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good price. 65 feels a little bit too much because then you're getting into postpaid territory. And I think like US Mobile does 45 as their premium plan. I think it'll be, yeah, maybe 45 to 55, unlimited, maybe like 20 gigs of hotspot, all three networks.
Yeah, but like I feel like they can charge the premium price if they really wanted to push because they're the only ones that are using multiple networks at the moment.
Yeah, it's true. I think the limited market availability it's probably going to only be in like um brochure available 25 markets are largely located in the southwest with apps along the eastern seaboard.
No
My guess is it's probably
Pennsylvania.
where like the Dish network already is. Like they want as much traffic as possible on their network.
It's funny that Pennsylvania's not on there because I know for a fact on the east side in Pennsylvania, I know Dish's got network based off PASP testing of Ventures.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I want to address a couple comments. Archie Mobile said they need to target $15. Who would ever spend 55 for Boost? I want to know where you're getting $15 from.
They do have
And
$15 plans.
yeah, but like for an unlimited plan, like I don't know what Archie's getting at here.
15. All right. Boost has the most confusing. First of all, Dish is not only making crazy moves themselves, they're like breaking Boost because they have the Boost mobile website and then they have the My Boost mobile website, which first of all, props to them. They are now showing cell phone plans without having to enter your address. But if you see all plans, then you got to enter your address, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'll do it.
Oh, you're basing it off of Europe pricing. Well,
Europe is in a different ball game, my friend. Let's see.
also
Check it out.
Christopher F. Main carrier T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Well, T-Mobile and
Using the
AT&T,
phone.
but T-Mobile.
Look, they already have a $15 5 gig plan. This is a great value plan, but new customers only. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, they're already hitting it. Like, the problem with Boost and Dish is their best plans are hidden. No one can sign up for this stuff. And unfortunately, I've heard from some Patreon supporters in our Discord channel, consider joining if you want to join the conversation there, is that Boost Mobile does not have customer service and support right now. So
Breaking Dad just gave you a pro tip on.
Oh, no thanks.
Yeah.
See all plans. No thanks. Thank you for that. Jeez. Unreal. Look at that. I had to do so many clicks just to see what plans I could possibly sign up for. Ridiculous.
You know, it really irks me that some wireless providers make you put in an address just to see the plans, considering that it's nothing like home broadband.
Yeah, ISPs. Glenn S. Premium and Boost. 3 words that have never been uttered before.
I thought you were laughing at Archie. We need Europe pricing in the U.S. Yes, we do need lower pricing in the U.S., but not for a premium unlimited plan.
It's true. It's true. Okay, 2 other points I wanted to touch on. Boost Mobile. Speaking of Boost, they are launching eSIM activations. So you can sign up using that My Boost Mobile website and check your compatibility and sign up via eSIM, which makes my life way easier. And then Cricket also launching eSIMs. So shout out to Bridget Cox. She has her own Lady Red Tech Reviews on YouTube. You can check her out. But she wrote an article for Best MVNO that eSIM is now available on Cricket. And oh no, Dennis, this is the worst.
What?
The Cricket website details the advantages of eSIM, and then it directs people to go to the store. Yeah, you have to bring your own device to a Cricket retail store or call Cricket customer support. Oh my God.
Big brain moments right there. It's kind of like how AT&T. It's kind of like how AT&T makes you ship out a QR code to scan.
Yeah, they ship you a physical QR code. What is happening? How can it be this bad?
Dude,
do they even know what eSIM is for?
Honestly, I just want to know how all the carriers have botched eSIM. Like, eSIM should be carriers like Wet Dream. It's free for them because there's no like physical shipping involved they have to worry about. They don't have to procure SIMs. They can update it remotely easily, including if like technology changes. So like, they should be loving and supporting this en masse, and it makes it easier than ever to get people active. Like, one thing that you learn about Stetson, I don't know if you've ever done any type of sales work before, but like one thing that you learn about in sales is that like, if you give someone time to like walk away, and you like try to do like a follow-up callback, you significantly reduce your chances of closing on the sale. eSIM helps to improve some of those objections. Like the faster you can get someone activated, the sooner you get someone activated, the more likely you are to actually get them on your network and complete the deal. So it's funny that they want to send you in store or make you wait and deal with an IVR, which gives you plenty of time to be angry.
Oh my God, the automated phone systems make my blood boil. Like, I don't think there's anything more frustrating than listening to an automated system read out menu options. Like, how is this not a visual interface? Like, why are you trying to read to be a visual interface and then send me in convoluted loops just to avoid sending me into a customer service rep, when the reality is I need to talk to the customer service rep?
Hey, Stetson. Hey, Stetson. Press 1 now if you would like to order 5G beer. Press 2 now to grab a 6-pack of alcohol, for you will need it for this call. Press 3 now to be transferred to the wrong agent somewhere in the middle of nowhere with chickens cawing in the background. If you have more options.
Three.
Okay.
Number 3.
Yes, then you'll get the agent. You'll get the agent. He'll be like, "Oh, I can't handle this for you. Let me go ahead and transfer you over to the sales department." Bum, 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 bum. And click. It just hangs up.
Breaking data. I would rather put my hand in a blender than call a carrier's 1-800 number.
right, I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I'm being a bit of a
It's a bit hard, Dennis. It's
of a
not
joke, but
it's not that bad, but sometimes it can feel that bad, and it can
Cricket
feel worse.
retail store every single time though. Seriously, Cricket's phone
Yeah.
support is
Well, yeah, it's just don't. Okay. Those are the news topics I had. Do you guys want to hang out and chat for a bit? Stick or
you
switch?
mean some Q&A?
Yeah, some Q&A. Anything we got? I was pretty happy with how the donations turned out. I was a little bummed the little graphic was kind of hidden. So,
I'm really bummed that I can't hear the donations like you can on the back end.
Oh yeah. Here we go, the alert box.
Stetson, one thing that we need to work on doing too, by the way, I think I told you that you can do this, but there's a way to pull in multiple chats. Like I did it when I did the Simul stream from 2 different YouTube channels, but there should be a way for us to pull in Discord chat.
Whoa.
And I think that would be awesome if we could do that as like an extra perk or something for like Patreon members.
I like it. I like it. We'll have to continue working on improving it one step at a time.
Did you change the subscribe notification? I haven't seen anybody's subscribe notifications happen.
I tried to. To be honest, Dennis, I got kind of confused in the interface, and I was like changing a bunch of stuff. But,
Well, I said I could be there, and you said, nah, I don't need you.
No, well, I figured it out, and I think it was good. I like to work in silence, then show my work and get feedback.
Hey, so Stetson, my main doggo.
Yeah.
I got a good question for you. Have you had a chance to test out the Visible Plus plan?
Oh, Dennis, dude, that is such a great question. Thank you for asking. Yes. So, so many things to talk about here. First, I'm in a little bit of a predicament. Why am I in a predicament? I activated Visible and Visible Plus on an iPhone 13 Pro. But now that the iPhone 14 is coming out, I really want to sell the iPhone 13 Pro. But it has the Visible plans on eSIM, and I don't really want to try and transfer them because chatting with Visible support. Oh my God. But I think I'll end up canceling the lines because I think I've shot everything I need to shoot with them. Which then brings me to the second part, which is, Dennis, yes, I tested out Visible Plus, and I had some very interesting results. This video is filmed, and editor Stetson needs to crank through it, so we'll have to get him on it. But what I learned, Dennis, is 5G ultra-wideband usage does count against the 50 gigabytes of premium data. And what I observed is, even though on Visible's website it says you get unlimited premium data on 5G ultra-wideband, I found that after I exceeded the 50 gig allotment, my plan was deprioritized, and I was getting half speed on 5G ultra wideband compared to Verizon 5G Play More. So right here, last line, 5G ultra wideband data is always unlimited premium data. I found this was not the case, and I'm not sure if this was a weird glitch or an error or what, but the footage is there that it was definitely slower, and I'm not 100% sure why. And then, yeah, 5G ultra-wideband usage counts against the 50 gigabytes. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. And the other interesting thing is I noticed that the post-paid Verizon plan was consistently getting faster speeds for me. And I don't know if that was if that's like a half-step tiered priority level. If like this is maybe something new Verizon was doing where they did like QCI 8 tier 1 and then QCI 8 tier 2. Because I think I remember reading on Reddit you could split QCI levels. Not 100% sure on the logistics of that, but that's something I heard. And yeah, it was just weird. It was just kind of interesting. I wish I could go to more locations and test, but the irony is now I used all 50 gigs of premium data. So,
got another question for you.
Yeah.
Xfinity Mobile, is that still active?
I do have an Xfinity mobile line that is still kicking. I brought it with me and forgot to film with it. I was literally just like idling in my car for an hour running speed tests. It was,
your gas, your poor gas.
Well, I'm a Prius, so it's a hybrid, and this means the gas engine will turn off and it'll run off the battery for a little bit. So, yeah.
But I was asking because I was just sincerely curious because it's been literally months since you talked to the Xfinity person that hooked you up.
Yeah,
I think your last email was like they asked you to do something on the video or something.
it was so the video was posted I think December 2021, like just before 2022, like maybe like December 23rd or something. And yeah, that's pretty much the last contact I've had with them, but the line is still active. It's still kicking. I'm still grateful for it. And I think it'll be fun to do a follow-up video.
What I would really love for you to do is I'd really like you to push the limits on the hotspot for it at your house.
No, Dennis, the hotspot speeds are so miserable here.
Not on 5G ultra wideband. It should be uncapped.
It's true. It's true. Oh,
That's why I'm saying you should push the hotspot.
just push it to the absolute max. See how much I can use.
Yes.
Wow. All right. That's food for
I
thought.
mean, you don't care if it gets canceled. I mean, I would care because they would cancel me from getting like the Comcast home internet service, but you don't care because you're never going to get Comcast home internet. You have Nextlight, so
It's so true.
go wild.
Nextlight is amazing. Oh my god, I love them so much.
I really hate you for having them and then not being an option other places.
Yeah, I got lucky, man. What can I
Or
say?
not hate you, but jealousy. Jealousy is what I have.
Yeah, the green-eyed monster. It's true. It's epic. All right, we got. I'm trying to pronounce your name. Nyan Nguyen. Forgive me if I mispronounce that.
Ngayan.
I would have to hear that, I think, to pronounce it. But just got the 3-month plan for T-Mobile today, so that's epic. I think I want to do some videos on that. So if it's address based, the good news is I just moved, so new address should mean I'm eligible again. And I might do it on the new iPhone 14 when it comes out. The other thing that's happening, Dennis, is the iOS 16 beta is coming out, and do you know what that means? Transferring our eSIM lines should be less of a pain in the butt. It should be
I thought
actually
you were
pretty
going to talk
easy.
about service mode being improved. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that also will hopefully be better. But yeah, no, the eSIM transfer is also what I'm excited about.
Oh, he clarified. He said it's pronounced
When?
when. So
Thank you for that.
So it's Nguyen? No, Nguyen.
I think it's just
Nguyen.
when. It's pronounced when.
Oh, it's just when.
Wendang.
Wendang.
Hopefully that's good. Hopefully we got it. But thank you for that. Or win. Okay, he's saying win. Thank you. So Windang. Anyway.
I am trying.
We're trying here. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for the feedback. And yeah, no, that's awesome. I guess I'd be curious how you're liking the free trial so far. And Dennis, will you do the free trial as an existing? I don't think you can. You're not eligible.
One, I have 3 Magenta Max lines, 2 of which get unused most of the time. And 2, even if I wasn't a T-Mobile customer and surprisingly like a masochist for staying with them all these years, why would I want to use a free trial on the definitively worst network in Pittsburgh? The one that I have no hopes of improving after they just laid off half of their engineering team, which the half that they laid off were also the ones that were the most experienced with working with the N41.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I also noticed a visible video cap on both of my plans. So this was weird, Dennis. I was connected to N77. I was on C-band, and both the Verizon postpaid plan and visible got capped. And it was 4 megabits per second on Verizon postpaid, which is typical. That's what you expect. Not on ultra wideband, but still like their typical cap. Visible was 2 megabits per second. So yeah, I was perplexed. What are your thoughts on that? Is that normal? Is that not normal? Like, how do I even approach fixing
You're
that?
asking the guy that has no confidence and consistently does not recommend Visible his thoughts on Visible. Are you sure that's a great?
No. This is Verizon postpaid. Verizon postpaid capped video on ultra wideband.
Oh,
Like
probably a
configuration issue? Is it like
maybe it's something like on the account, maybe like the throttle needs to be turned off first. And
so the throttle I think was turned off because it was defaulting to 4 megabits per second, which is what you get when you turn it off. Because what are you showing us?
I'm just showing you a T-Mobile speed test at
How
my
bad
house.
it is. Just a quick refresher.
No, this is actually good for them. Incredibly good for them. Uh, there was a couple days ago where I was doing this. I was getting 0.00 something. This is actually good. This is usable. With the exception of the ping being really bad.
I kind of
Underload.
want to do a Verizon test for you here.
But I wanted to show you that as the baseline. So it was 60.4 by 1.97. So that's a good test for T-Mobile. Not too upset with that, actually. But I just want to compare that to what I consider to be the best network in Pittsburgh. And
AT&T, the SmackDown.
yeah, it's AT&T, of course. And ironically enough, it's going to a Comcast server for this one. That's interesting. Anyway,
Breaking Data is saying turn the throttle back on and off again. Let's full screen you, Dennis, so we can really see that glorious 238 cheese, 240. Is that low band 5G
yes, that's
with carrier ag?
yeah, that's just regular old N5 10 megahertz. It made a big difference. Look at the upload. That's the big difference maker. Look at that upload.
Oh man, I want to show you something really funny.
Go ahead.
So that was spectacular, Dennis. AT&T continues to deliver in your market. This is 5G ultra wideband in my new location. 268 down, 0.85 up. The upload does not exist. It is so bad.
Sounds like my T-Mobile experience.
Ultra wideband, there it is. Oh, did we lose it or is it just slow? Oh, I don't have the answer.
But one thing I will say, by the way, AT&T's 5G Plus actually has been very disappointing to me. It's actually worse than my DSS performance. So I'm actually glad that I'm not connected to AT&T's 5G Plus in my house. You're laughing, but I'm being dead serious.
All right.
I get better speeds on LTE and DSS 5G than 5G Plus.
All right, I want to do a fast.com test. So this is, let's see if I get, it spiked 8.9. It's either going to go down to 4 or it's going to go up.
Down.
Oh, man, what's happening?
Yep,
Look
there
at
it
that,
is.
Dennis.
I know, yeah.
It's on ultra wideband. Why is it capped? It should be uncapped. Verizon says 4K streaming, ultra wideband.
Hey, man, you always argue with me, man. You can do 4K on 3 megs. That's what are you talking about?
Dennis,
You're the one that always fights me.
For the record, I have never said those specific words.
No, but you fight me. You're like, yeah, 1.5 meg. I can watch 720p, no problem on that. 1080p.
That's literally exactly what J Blockman 93 said. 2 megabits per second would be enough for 720p. Dennis, it is enough. I have tested it.
Yeah, so 2 and 3 meg will be enough for 4K. You just have to wait for it to buffer.
I've never said 3 meg is enough.
I'm being a little
8 meg
fictitious.
is enough for 1440p.
8 meg is enough for 1080p consistently across your streaming apps. 1440p 12 to 15, 4K 25.
You can do YouTube 1440p on 8 megabits per second.
Yes, but you can also do 1080p
YouTube,
on
man.
YouTube with 5 megabits per second because YouTube's super optimized, right?
It is amazing. YouTube is amazing.
It'll change the bitrate, server locations, but I'm just saying, like, you're asking me what's the actual throughput you should have for this, especially if we're talking about.
Oh, actual throughput you should have? Oh, yeah, way higher. But you can get the job done. That's all I'm saying.
Just wait for buffering.
Yeah. All right. It looks so. Breaking Data is suggesting I turn the throttle off and then on again. That's a classic solution. And yeah, I'm also betting, Santiago, that because my city is not officially on the 5G ultra wideband coverage map, I think Verizon is still configuring it.
Here we go, Matt Tang. I'm watching this on 12K with 0.001 kbs.
All right, Matt. All right, I hear what you're saying. You know, it's amazing. Okay. Actually, so my question, we don't know if it includes the hotspot. My question for you, Win, are you getting the hotspot? And also follow up, I'm happy to hear that the performance is pretty good in Texas. Hopefully you're having a mighty fine time in Texas. And Santiago is saying video is uncapped on ultra wideband for me with the Visible Plus plan. That is what I observed the first time I went out and did testing, and that's in the first video. The video throttle was happening just yesterday and today, as you saw, both Visible and Verizon. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Hey, Stetson.
Yeah.
Can I mention something that's really off topic, but I really want to talk about?
Okay, what's up?
Have you been paying attention to LTT by any chance in recent history?
I love watching LTT videos. I'm not sure if I'm as up to date as you are. What's cooking in the dentist's mind over there?
So they just officially recently came out with the backpack that Linus has been working on for like ever.
Oh yeah.
And then they also came out with the screwdriver, and they actually came up with a video explaining the design process for the screwdriver. And I just wanted to ask you, Stetson, are you going to get the screwdriver? Because I definitely want to buy the screwdriver.
I think it looks like one of the best screwdrivers on the market.
Can you show this on screen, by the way, too, while we're doing this?
Yeah.
Not sponsored by Linus Tech Tips, who's a much bigger content creator. Although
Not yet.
If Linus ever watches this, I would love to either have him or Luke
the price
on the
is
show.
right, Dennis.
Yeah, it's $70.
You mean $69.99?
Oh, I want it so bad. You know, they're not doing the black shaft anymore because like it like wears off. So like if you were one of the lucky few to get it,
Yeah.
which
they're
really
doing the
sucks
silver
because the black shaft looks nice, but
I saw Linus talking about it. I think the combo here, this is a screwdriver. The orange is the LTT screwdriver. I think you got to go orange. There's no getting around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks super fine. I have a drill, and that meets my screwing needs. Oh, that's
yeah. I
pretty
really
clever.
want to buy one though. Yeah. And
Why
what's
did they
nice
use
is-
such a dirty bit head for the demo here?
Not sure, but what's really cool is that on the ratchet, it's not proprietary in the bits, so you can have any kind of bits, although you'll lose some capacity with certain bit types.
Yeah. Wow. So
I really
good.
want one though.
Yeah, it looks
I feel
great.
like the magnet specifically is what gets me going because as Stetson, as someone that builds PCs and might build a future PC based off of our recent convo, you'll know that nothing is worse than when a screw falls in the middle of your case, specifically falling through the vent holes in the power supply when you have that in.
It's so true. And yeah, Matt, absolutely correct. This video is sponsored by the like button. They have been paying us so well, and just what do they pay us in?
Influencer points. They're paying us in influencer points.
Influencer points. And it's great. So
Also, do you want to show the backpack? Because I've been debating if I want to buy this backpack. I'm not sure if I actually want it.
yeah, we'll do. Should Dennis get the backpack? Okay, first of all, this boy is pricey. We're looking at $250 US.
It's also beefy. Like, it's a really thick boy. Like, it doesn't compress at all, which is one of the reasons why I don't necessarily want it.
I mean, I think that's good for a backpack because then you have all the pockets. All right, we got a side pocket. Looks like charger, mouse. Some. I like the good use case here.
They have a dedicated screwdriver spot.
That's incredible. They need that, of course. They have, it looks like 2 laptops. You have your gaming laptop and your work laptop and your iPad. I like that. That's great. I would probably shuffle these up a little bit. Some books in there. Your LTTscore.com water bottle. Metal straps. These look pretty good. Pretty good.
I like
stealthy.
the stealthy.
That's genius.
Dude, right? Especially for
That's
like
genius.
flying and stuff. Yeah.
I'll also say that the water bottle inside the backpack, it seems kind of controversial, but this actually saves you from like losing your water bottle. It's like nice and safe in there. And there's been a couple
it's the
of
worst
times
when you're. I'm sorry, I keep doing this to you. I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say when I sometimes I'm hiking and I'll bend over and it's kind of embarrassing, but my water bottle just comes flying out of the pocket. This would totally solve that.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say was when I was in college, it was the worst. If my backpack was overstuffed, the little like flimsy one that you're talking about would always have the water bottle fall out whenever I'd pick it up. Through, like, the end of the
Yeah, it
class.
was so bad.
But dude, I love. You know what else I love? They have a sneaky spot for you to slide in your passport for traveling. It's like right behind the. I don't know if they show it. Wait, scroll down a little bit more. There's the
Screwdriver pocket.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, if you saw, there it is. Passport RFID. Dude, that is nice. I don't know how
Wow.
confident I would feel about putting my passport there though, but it's still cool.
Here's what I want. I want a backpack that fits like 6 phones. Does anyone make one of those? I don't think so.
Also, I love with the screwdriver pocket, if you see there's a zipper there, so if you need to reach in for the bits,
Yeah.
you can do so.
Oh my God. It's like, this is too good. In the sunglasses pocket. Oh my God.
Stetson, my birthday's coming up soon.
Dennis not dropping any hints or anything, but the $250 LTTstore.com backpack might get the job
or the
done.
screwdriver. Or the scrudriver. I'd be
I like
happy
how they
with
got
just the
Linus to model it. That's pretty good.
You don't have to go for the backpack. The screwdriver works. I am building that PC here in the fall. I could use a good screwdriver. Messing around. I'm more excited about the screwdriver though than the backpack because I'd actually get more use out of the screwdriver, I think, than the backpack.
Yeah, I think my backpack used to be when I go from upstairs to downstairs.
Dude, can I also just say real quick, I have been purchasing a lot of things from LTTstore.com, and my favorite purchase from them are the boxers.
Nice. I respect
the
that.
The LTT store boxers are great.
I kind of want their water bottle. That's almost a week, Dennis. I think you should get up to at least 7, maybe 8. A couple extra in there.
Well, there's 3 in a pack, so 2 packs.
So you just gotta do 9.
The water bottles are cool, but I didn't buy them because one of the things that I find I used to be a big user of the Nalgene water bottles, which were like those like thick plastic boys.
Yep. Yeah, I know exactly.
But one of the problems with water bottles and one of the tendencies for why I don't like using them is I find them to be rather hard to clean.
Oh, you just gotta get a water bottle cleaner, or you put it in the dishwasher. Top rack dishwasher safe.
Top rack, most water bottles don't fit because of their height. Yeah.
Oh man, you just gotta get a new dishwasher. That's the solution. That's it, Dennis. Excuse me.
I used to get those little capsules that were sold on Shark Tank that you clean, but it's just a pain to clean water bottles compared to just getting a cup. And since most of the time when I'm drinking most of my water is at home and I'm not like in school anymore, I just find using a cup is easier.
Yep. Yeah, I totally hear you. All right. Well, I think that's all I got.
Can we show one more of the product?
All right, one more, Dennis. What do you want? Do you want to do the boxers? Because you were kind of raving about the boxers. You want to do?
Yeah, let's do the boxers. Sure.
Dennis's big mystery T-shirt. Oh, the mouse pad though.
Oh yeah, no, I need a new mouse pad. I'm still rocking this Overwatch one from back when Overwatch came out that was partnered with Razer, and it's super dirty, and you can't really clean a mouse pad well. Oh my god, those get really big. Hold up. What's the biggest size?
This is the biggest size.
Oh my god.
1,500 millimeters by 150 centimeters by 90 centimeters.
That's a big boy.
That's big.
Matt Tang said I'm an LTT employee in disguise. Honestly,
that's how we're not sponsored. It's just
well, there's 2 parts to this, 3 parts to this. One, there is a dentist that works for LTT.
Yeah,
he's the Asian one. But secondly, honestly, Linus seems like a really cool boss to have. But there would be a lot of logistical challenges being a U.S. citizen trying to work for a Canadian company. But the third part would be if I ever wanted to move to Canada, Linus would be the company I'd want to work for. He seems really good.
Interesting. I don't know. I think I'm honestly, like, I like it, but I don't really dig the vibe. I would want a different style mouse pad.
Ooh,
wow.
We got a super dono from Jason Romulus. How do you guys feel about data hangs on T-Mobile UC?
What do you mean by that?
I think he means like where like data just times out randomly, like how like I could be like getting like 700 meg and then try to open the Best Buy app up and it just doesn't load.
Look, man, it's not great, Jason. It's a little disappointing to run a speed test in Ookla speed test, pull such fast speeds, and then get slow speeds, like have it feel slow. But look, I mean, it'll typically get the job done. I think the worst experiences I've had have been with FaceTime. And I've talked to Dennis about this. I still need to clip that. We did like a bonus episode.
Finally convinced him just how bad it was. It's the fact that you look like you're...
It's not good. It's not good. I mean, Verizon wouldn't be any better because you saw from my speed test I'm getting like under a meg up. But yeah, it's kind of shocking how fast your Ookla speed test can be, yet how poor your performance can feel.
That's been my experience in a nutshell with T-Mobile, is that even in the best case scenarios where I'm on a site that's getting like 700 by like 100, if I want to do anything that I'll consider to be real world use cases, T-Mobile doesn't feel great. Like even something as basic as like Stetson, you're gonna laugh, but I spend a lot of time on Reddit when I'm out and about. Like that's my go-to thing. Even something as basic as Reddit, T-Mobile doesn't feel good. Like you know how like videos typically just like auto load when you're scrolling and stuff. If I'm on my T-Mobile data connection, those tend to hang. Like they get the little like orange red spinny wheel of death from Reddit. AT&T loads perfectly fine. Verizon sometimes loads perfectly fine. T-Mobile requires me to actually go into the specific video, press play, wait, and then it'll play. But it doesn't want to auto load smoothly on T-Mobile.
Yeah, it's I wish it was better, Jason. I wish it was better. And I think Dennis, maybe if they had some more network engineers or something, that would help him out.
Oh my God! You
Oh,
mean people
wait.
that know how to deploy a network?
Oh no!
Hey Stetson, I have another. Oh, sorry. I'll answer this. Me too, Dennis. What is the problem there? Bad data management? Honestly, no. You remember all those really boring things that everybody tells me to shut up about, where I talk about like ping, consistency and ping, jitter, packet loss, loaded latency, all the things that aren't sexy. That's T-Mobile's problem in a nutshell. Like they have really bad packet loss, which is or they'll have really bad ping spikes, both of which will cause timeouts, typically speaking. And something about the way that mobile traffic is like routed and works on T-Mobile just does not play nice with like a lot of applications, which is the biggest reason why the T-Mobile Home internet is so bad.
Yeah.
But oh, wait, this is news to me. First off, Drumel Shah, love seeing you again in the comments, my friend. He says, "Are they really making the Root Metrics app again?" I didn't hear about this. Are they making the Root Metrics app again, Stetson?
That's us. That's when he says you, that specifically means me. So yeah, I posted on Reddit. I do an update of the cell phone plan comparison chart. And one of the things I commented, Dennis, we've talked about this, like our dream speed test app. You've brainstormed ideas, things you want to see, things I want to see. And so I posted on Reddit, like, hey, if there's a developer, like, please reach out. I'd love to make the Root Metrics app, basically.
I wasn't aware that you were doing this project. I thought this was just a pie in the sky dream.
I'm dreaming, and I'm also trying to learn as much as I can about it, like what language it should be coded in, what the process logistically would look like, and things like that. So I've applied to get access to the Ookla SDK, and I've not heard back, which is classic. That honestly might shut my part of the project down because I don't know what else to do from there. But to answer your question, Jamil, that yes, I would love to make it. I think I would love to just like dump money into this because our current resources are absolutely terrible, and Root Metrics was the best. So I'd kind of like create something adjacent to that and make it like 10x better.
How would you monetize it, Stetson?
So I think I would monetize it through display ads in the app. That's a classic. I think the bigger play is to integrate it with like affiliate links with different MVNOs. So let's say someone runs a speed test on T-Mobile and getting fantastic speeds. At the end of the speed test, it could say you want T-Mobile coverage at a cheaper price, and then maybe it could highlight some T-Mobile MVNOs. Similar thing with Verizon. I want Verizon coverage at a more affordable price. Check out these plans. Or it could be like not getting the speeds you want. Check out these plans on a different network.
I'm going to say 4 things because I don't care if someone steals this because I'd just rather it exist.
Yeah.
I think that you could do ads and then do like what Cellmapper does where you could just donate if you want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To
There'd
remove the
100% be
ads.
I hate ads, so there'd be an ad-free option.
But then as far as your affiliate linking and stuff like that you were talking about, one thing that I think would be really cool and we haven't really seen done is I think it would be cool if we actively had a grading system for ranking the carriers.
Yeah.
Both on like a state level, like how they have the metric reports that would actually show in the app, a local level, and a national. And one thing that would be really interesting to do, instead of it just being specific to T-Mobile, is let's just say someone runs a speed test in an area and they get really bad T-Mobile results, like my house or something, right? Well, instead of it just recommending like T-Mobile MVNOs, because why would you do that if T-Mobile's trash at my house?
Yeah.
It'd be like, based off the results, here's the best network at your location.
And
Here are the best plans for that carrier. And then for your existing carrier, here is some other options.
100%. And I think Look, I think the genius move here is to do exactly what you said, but do it where it's like you run speed tests, or not even that. You don't even have to run speed tests. You just select hexes where you work, where you live, and maybe other areas that are important to you, grocery store, whatever. And then based on the hexes you select, tells you exactly as you just said, like, here's the best network, here are recommended plans.
Can I just say really quickly, by the way, though, this app is going to not work well on iPhone.
Why is that?
Because the data that I would want to be collected is akin to, I told you my idea would be a combination of SOMAPper and like root metrics, which is I would want things like RSRP values to be collected because that's hard statistical data.
Yeah, so
bands, the tower mapping and that kind of stuff, but then also like the speed. And you can't get all that other information I was just talking about on iPhone, which is why SOMAPper only exists on Android.
So you can get the information you're talking about on Android, and you can display it on iPhone. So you can still create the same experience, but the depth of the data you get wouldn't be as great as iPhone. So you're right about the data collection, but I think the data presentation would be the same. It would be identical. And with iPhone users, really what we'd be getting is the speed results.
Ooh, Breaking Data mentioned a guy, Chris Dunphy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the suggestion. I will do this almost immediately.
I didn't realize this was like an actual serious project, but like
no. I'm going to make this happen, Dennis. I will pour thousands of dollars into this because I think we need it.
If you want my help, I'm happy to fund.
Thank you, Dennis. Well, I'll let you know when we get to that stage, but I need this because I'm like driving around like where the oh man, it's so bad. I have so many different ideas, and we could do a whole show on it, I think. And just like flesh it out.
Dude, we can have our own startup company. Oh man.
Yeah.
I just thought of something really evil. I'm like, dude, if we need developers, we could just get interns.
Nice, Dennis. All right. Well, I think I got to get going here. We've been going for an hour and 36 minutes. Got some things to do, places to be, people to see, burrito bowls to eat from Chipotle.
That's your real reason, Stetson.
Dude,
but
I get hungry, man.
I had a question for you and I forgot, and it was actually a really good one. Hold on one second. I'm mad because we got on this great topic about all this other stuff. It was we were talking about
Linus. We have these desk mats. Like I have it. We can show on stream if you want to. We never showed up the LTT boxers. If you want to show those off.
There was something I wanted to ask off the precipice of the Linus stuff, but I totally forgot.
Gaming PC build.
Although on the topic of PC building, are you going to build that PC based off the Ryzen 7000 announcement?
Definitely not. No.
Bro, the 7000 series is going to be god tier. Oh, I remember what it was now.
Okay.
Labor Day is coming up. Stetson, do you have any Labor Day plans? This long weekend?
I might try and buy a new mattress. That's it right now. Do you have any Labor Day plans? What do you have going on, Dennis?
On the weekend, I'm going to be seeing my half-sister, who I maybe have seen a total of 7 times in my life.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
That's it. All right.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be food, so that'll be cool.
That is always a highlight.
I'll probably buy a apple pie or something from like Giant Eagle to bring to it because, you know, they have a good bakery. It's fast and it's cheap, and I'll probably just pick that up on probably like tomorrow or Saturday. And then as far as Labor Day Monday, sleep.
Yeah, man, I need to do that. I feel you.
Oh, hey, wait. Nino asked a great question. Are there any Labor Day carrier sales that you're aware of?
Yeah, I think it's the typical like $800 off iPhone 14. iPhone 13. Like they're clearing out inventory right now before the new iPhone comes out. I would just check the websites. You can use the channel sometimes sponsor Navi to see if you want to like. They're pretty good at finding phone deals. Here.
What up, EM Tech? You caught us at the end of the stream ish, but
yeah,
good to see you, bro.
What is up? All right. So yeah, Navi, it'll find phone deals. You can check it out. yournavi.com.
Stetson, are you getting the Fold 4?
I already have it.
You do?
Yeah.
How is it?
I don't really like it, to be honest, but I'm gonna do a video about it.
Want me to take that off your hands?
Dennis, do you want to pay me $1,800 for it?
Not 1800, but maybe 800.
Dennis, you want to just tank my revenue?
Well, I know you got it for
I pay you to use a phone.
I know you got it for a deal. You didn't pay 1800 for it.
It was over 1,000 still, and I have to mail the trade-in. But I'm doing a video on like the Samsung trade-in process, if it's legit, if I have any problems with it.
I would use it as my AT&T test phone for Cell Mapper and our apparently up-and-coming root metrics like app.
Oh, it'll be so good.
Sometime in the distant future.
Very distant, 5-10 years. It's actually not great for speed testing because it's so big that it's hard to one-handedly hit the speed test button. So.
Oh, no one man just mentioned something. He said he actually wrote a program to generate a coverage map based on Cell Mapper towers. It takes into consideration terrain, bands, bandwidth, etc. But Cell Mapper would never allow him to publish it.
Wow. Well, no one man. If you want to connect with me, you can email me, Stetson at bestphoneplans.net. And
probably going to require you to put that in debug mode and install unentrusted whatever apps. Like, you're going to probably turn that on if it's not published in the Google Play Store. But yeah.
Anyway, like maybe we can connect. I will reach out. I do want to make this happen. I don't know what's involved. I'm so new at this. And I have all the ideas, and regrettably I have no execution skills when it comes to app development at this current moment in time. So I think I'd be looking just for great talent to make this happen. So anyway, that's why I got Dennis. I got to go. I'm hungry, man. We've been going. We got to cut it.
Fine.
I roll. Go live. I feel like there's another. It doesn't need go live at this time.
I mean, he's been live since like I think 8. I saw an email from him, but you know, whatever. Fine. All right, so guys, in true fashion, as we round out the end of this show, I do want to thank everyone that came out for the live. I want to thank everyone that super chatted tonight. Thank you for giving us the pleasure of getting to test out the new little custom like dono badges. Definitely, if you're part of the Rewatch crew or make it to the end of this or click on the timestamp that I ultimately produce, let us know what your thoughts are on the new streaming app if you like this kind of like customization or how you're feeling about it. Also, make sure you smash the like button. It's looking pretty lonely at the end of this stream. And maybe share your favorite clip with a friend once the timestamps get added. But with that being said, we're going to end it with the true fashion of a good old-fashioned peace.
Peace.